It is a pleasure to meet the Siegebreaker, especially here, in a land where pleasure has been all too rare. I am Sidon the Outcast, Prince in exile of the House of Sorrows. I'm here to welcome you to our home. I see the hesitation in your eyes. Although I am Fae of the Winter Court, you and I have a common enemy. I am Sidon the Outcast. Once, I was Prince of the House of Sorrows, but my true duties are to the true Court of Winter. The Winter Fae have been disgraced and despoiled by Gadflo and the Tuatha. With your help, I can end their reign. Clearly I'm not Tuatha. I carry a loathing for them that mortals could never understand. I simply approached your lines peacefully and expressed my desire to speak with the Siegebreaker. It seems that even the simplest mortal soldier can recognize an ally against our mutual enemy. Indeed, you accomplished a great feat here. But the Tuatha Deon are far from defeated. Before striking the heart, you must trim the fat and cleave through the bones. If you wish to put an end to Gadflo's reign, meet my brethren and me at Foe's Hearth to the east. We can talk further there. We're only a shadow of what we were before Gadflo poisoned our minds. Seems natural for embodiments of decay, doesn't it? But unlike our lighter siblings in the Summer Court, we'll fight to cleanse the Tuatha from our lands, just as any wounded animal would. No need to be surprised. We know that you seek the Corpse Collector. Secrets are among our specialties. It wasn't so long ago that you were working with him here. But then, that was a lifetime ago for you, wasn't it? The Tuatha have corrupted the very soul of the Unseelie, twisting our people, stealing our noble houses, and driving our true leaders into exile. I've tried to get the Unseelie to unite against them, but by the time we realized their threat, it was too late. But I'll not give up. When mortals think of Fae, they prefer to think of the Summer Court. And why not? They're radiant and true, even if they are too full of themselves. By all means, pretend all the Fae are like them. You'd never dare go to sleep if you truly understood the rest of us. Prismeer has always grown in our lands, but only with the surge of magic into our world was it anything other than a simple gem. Home of my heart, and grave of my troubles. This is where the brave and foolish come to die. And in death, they feed the swift and sly. The House of Vengeance was a place of fierce honor and stoic determination that made granite seem soft and fickle. But not anymore. When Gadflo rose up, he unleashed their bottled hatred and turned it against the mortals. Now, they're led by a vicious cur, more beast than Fae. The House of Sorrows is home to the lovelorn, the desperate, and those ravaged by hope. Together, my brethren and I took back what the world had taken from us. Now, the Tuatha have taken our people, our houses, and our self-respect. We grieve at these losses, but we shall take them back by whatever means necessary. That little fool used to be nothing more than a capering jester in the Winter Court. That he found the power to rise against the High King and defeat him. It's enough to make you think there's something to his god, Tirnoch. We have walked these lands for countless ages, always playing the same roles, always seeing to the proper cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Now, we face the end of our ways. Not from the mortals, as some had feared, but from our own kind. I am Sidon the Outcast. Once I was Prince of the House of Sorrows, but my true duties are to my kind. The Winter Fae have been disgraced and despoiled by Gadflow and his new god. For House and Heartbreak, I shall end his reign. We are the remains of the Winter Fae. Refugees from the capital of Bale. Outcasts from the houses, and those who escaped Prismia Blades. The Tuatha have taken our court and our birthrights, and for that, we will take their lives to restore a balance once again. I've heard of her, and I've seen her work. A dead diplomat here, a salvaged peace treaty there, a handful of lies told to protect an innocent. But even as a collector of secrets, there's precious little I know about her. Nothing could be more beautiful than a mystery like her. Yes, I traveled with Agarth back in his prime. But those are stories for another time. I'd rather not talk here. Chloricon is filled with Tuatha spies. Travel to the old ruins at Foe's Hearth. We'll meet you inside and we can talk there. Now be careful. These swamps can be...
You go ahead. It's been some time since Sidon and I had a chance to talk.
Indeed, Agarth. I hear on the winds that you laid down your sword and drowned yourself in drink when you learned the ways of fate. And yet here you are, sword in hand, again the victor. How is this? Do the winds lie to me?
It's a long tale. It started when I sobered up long enough to go bury a friend of mine in Alistar Tower. Or rather, that's what I had planned to do. So few of the Winter Court left to stand against the Tuatha. So few of the Winter Court left to stand against the Tuatha.
The hero of Melfin
journal. Let me see. This book looks like it might belong to the man who saved my life. He speaks of a brother in a place called the Icebrine Coast. Perhaps when the war is over, I will travel there and tell this man how his brother died. Thank you, champion. This book has brought me some small measure of peace.
Welcome to the war. Interested in a trinket or a gem? Reality. His ma has what you need. Another time then.
Looking to restock. Ilan Doldran has what you need. The greatest of generals. I heard that when the Niskaru came, she gave her life in order to protect us. When that Niskaru appeared, I thought that was it. Mel Senshir would fall. No one else in this world could have slain that demon. I thank Lyria you were here with us. Come back again.
Lyria is smiling upon us now.
I am Megan, nurse to the wounded soldiers of the Alpha. How can I help you? The poor soldiers of Mel Senshir desperately need a healer's touch. There are so many dead or dying, and so few of us to help. My family does not understand. They want me to settle down somewhere. There are so many who suffer and so few who help. I cannot just turn and look the other way. Master Hawkins' recovery has been miraculous, and he has been quite a help around here. I haven't seen her in quite some time. I hope everything is well. Stay safe.
Allies to have in the winter, Faye. Off into the swamps, I assume? I've heard tales of his work. Half trickster, half spirit of vengeance. Sidon's band are merciless Fae with lifetimes of training and everything to fight for? Yes, I think they'll be quite useful allies indeed. You can't trust half of the people you know. But you don't need to trust someone to have a mutual goal. Believe it or not, the House of Sorrows is the most welcoming of the Unseelie houses. Then again, a viper nest is friendlier than the houses of pride and vengeance. Good hunting.
Hail!
What are you doing out here? Did Captain Drafan send you? Tell him I'll be along shortly. I've got some unfinished business brewing here. Don't get me wrong. I owe the walls of that fortress. They saved my life a dozen times over, but I'm glad to be out in the world again. It's where I do my best work. I don't remember what I did before the war. That time is all hazy to me now. I've been killing for so long, I wonder if even my family would recognize me. Leader of the Ariad and my commander. We're scouts who serve the Alfar interests in Cluricon. Drafan's a stickler for the rules, but that's all right. Sometimes rules are useful. By unfinished business, I mean Deadeye, Tuatha assassin, responsible for hundreds of Alfar deaths in the war. The two of us just crossed paths here in the wood not half a day past. I hunted the monsters to Shattertear mines. You're the hero of Mel Senshir, right? Think you can lend a hand? Deadeye's inside. I don't dare to go in alone. Hundreds of my brethren have fallen to that creature. But you killed the Baelor. So I'll stand here and cover the exit with my bow. You can venture into Shattertear and hunt the hunter, so to speak. No one knows her actual Tuatha name. I probably couldn't pronounce it even if I did. What I do know is that she doesn't miss. Not with that fabled bow of hers. As I said, hundreds of my fallen brothers bear witness to that. Judging from the amount of blood I've seen, Deadeye's probably wounded pretty bad, which means gutting the monster will be all the more risky. Don't underestimate the danger. Goodbye. Deadeye is finished then. Well done, warrior. Take this gold for your troubles. And now I best return to Captain Drafan. He'll want a full report. Goodbye.
Winter is strong in this place. When first the Fae walked into its depths, it bore great fossils, bones of beasts greater and more terrifying than we Fae. But for all their strength, the earth at their feet lasted longer. It sapped their strength, their life, their flesh.
I have waited some time for you to come, Siegebreaker, and it seems that my patience has, at least, been worthwhile. The House of Sorrows has need of your might. Aid us, and you will earn a strong ally in the war against the Tuatha Deon. Like your Alfar allies, we Winterfae suffer under the Tuatha's onslaught. And like the Alfar, we Winter Fae need a champion. But it is a difficult position we are in, mortal. The Fae are not like your kind. We have different priorities, different threats. We need someone who understands that. You may call me Bizarrain. I represent one of the great houses of the Winter Court, the House of Sorrows. This war with the Tuatha has worn the house to all but dust. We Fae are ill-equipped to handle such change, but your kind, you mortals, can bear it. It is not a simple task I ask of you. I have only approached you because you show the potential of use. You must still prove your worth. Go to the Midden and find the place called the Proving Halls. This Hearthstone will grant you access. Once you are within the halls, my questions will be answered.
You have come, as he said you might. Have you found our king, Bizarane, waiting for you in Cursewood? The Winter Fae need your help, but it is only Bizarane's place to tell you of our plight. Remember. Please, mortal, seek out Bizarane in Cursewood. Only then will you find access to this house. Remember.
But my desire to extinguish mortal life has yet to be satiated. Come, you seem a warrior. Why not fight me? Excellent. I hope you provide more of a challenge than this pathetic wretch did. Enough of this farce. I have fought more than enough mortals on your terms, on your ground. Let us see if you are as powerful in my domain. We will finish this fight in my hollow, Tyne Hill. The magics of the Midden run strong in that place. I will be unbeatable!
You did it! What no one else has done. You actually bested that monster. It is much to ask, but none in our camp have been able to stand against him. You must answer his challenge. Fight him again. Kill him, for the sake of our mission. Cluracan has its dark places, but the Midden... It's hard to even stand here. I don't know how you make it look so easy. But we've been sent here for a reason, and we'll stay until we see it through. He's a Winter Fae. We do not know his name. He comes and butchers one of us, and makes the rest watch. Calls it justice. We don't know why. He just picks one of us, gives them a blade, and cuts them down. Alpha or human, fighter or no. I hate that damn thing. The Tuatha are using it to lord our own dead over us. I aim to do something about it. Suppose I'm the only one that still holds rank around here anymore. My brother Gilman was leading us, but... We weren't very many, but we were sent by the Alfar Command, ostensibly to make sure the Tuatha didn't have any positions out here. But there was another purpose. We were to try and find a way to give the bodies of our men a proper burial. We don't know. He's not Tuatha, but he damn near fights like one. He's been coming here, dueling us one by one. There's some sick point he means to prove by gutting us. And those he doesn't kill outright are dragged back into the midden with him. Please, we're scouts, not seasoned fighters. We can't complete our mission if this headsman continues picking us off. Thank the gods. If he called you to Tyne Hill, then that means you'll have to fight him there. But be warned, this Fae uses magics we haven't seen before. It's like he's feeding on the energies of this place. Or worse, there are those that fall to the headsman, but then there are others, prisoners. What he does with them in Tyne Hill, no one knows. He's in Tyne Hill. It's a hollow, somewhere in the midden, I think. But he's only been coming here recently. I cannot tell for certain. Find the headsman. Finish.
Mitharu bless you. Praise be to Mitharu, and may his blessing be upon you for visiting this humble camp. I am Krieger, a humble cleric of Mitharu. I have accompanied these noble Alfar in peace, and I would make use of you in my mission if you are willing. A horrid place. This is the holy ground of these winter Fae? This is the form their worship takes? This is nothing but a celebration of death and dismemberment. Mitharu take me, but the Alfar should not stop at just the Tuatha, it seems. I'm a humble servant of Mitharu. My abbot asked me to refrain from coming here, but I knew someone had to bring faith to those who suffer. I thought to count the dead, so the history might know the enormity of the bloodshed. But even that has escaped me. A grotesque monument. That the Fae worship trees is barbarous enough, but does this House of Sorrows find it so saintly to treat bodies so? Truly the army is stressing at the seams, but they have enough decency to try and give these poor souls a burial rite. How noble of them. The world needs to know how many of Mitharu's children gave their lives to fighting these heathen Tuatha. You will find an earring upon each soldier who has been slain. Bring the earrings to me, and I will be able to tally the dead. I'm glad to have your help. The soldiers, their bodies are strewn throughout the midden. Every one has made the ultimate sacrifice in service. Collect the earrings from them, and I will give you what I can. Thank you for this, Wanderer. The world must know. On the corpses of our unfortunate brethren, you can find these bodies strewn throughout the midden. Go with the gods.
Please, have you a moment?
Wait a moment. You are not part of the army, are you? What are you doing here? No matter. We are injured here and need someone fit enough to venture into the Midden to recover some important reconnaissance. Somewhere in this mess of bodies is the corpse of my former scout, Venris. He was carrying the information when the Tuatha caught him. Nearly got gutted trying to scout out the Tuatha after you carried the day in Melsen Shear. So Command sent me here for an easy job. It is clear they never stepped foot in this place. Be careful, or you will end up like me, or worse. Even if you knew what Venris looked like, it would not make finding him amongst all these bodies any easier. The wolf knows Venris's scent. He can track it through the Midden and lead you directly to the body. Very well. I'll release the wolf now. Follow him and make sure nothing happens to him before he finds Venris. Without him, we have no means of singling Venris's body out from all of the others. It was Venris's pet, and also his friend. They often went on scouting missions together. The two were inseparable. This place is foul. The Fae act as though it was once a place of great significance, but all this death, is this truly what they marvel? The thing is not cursed, but it is eerie seeing it looming over us the way it does. I cannot wait to get out from under its shadow. We have a special assignment, to undo the damage to morale here, and to give these bodies a proper burial. I have released Venris's wolf out into the Midden. I am hoping the beast can track down the body of his master. If you follow the wolf, then you should have no difficulty in reaching Venris's corpse. Otherwise, there will be no easy way to find Venris. Please, hurry!
Mitharu bless you. You have returned. Have you had any luck recovering earrings from the bodies of our lost? The count must be tallied. Go with the gods.
Solemn, solemn, hallowed tree, glory to the graveyard be. Far from forests of the west, do the dying have this rest.
may I help? Stay safe.
It is the hero of Melson. Here, care to take a look at my wares? Another time, then.
When the greater Niskaru arrived, I thought we were doomed.
So two are dead, and Herc still lives. That is good news, at the least. Though I'll need to have words with him about refusing to check in when he was supposed to. Still, I owe you much. Take this gold in gratitude. Perhaps in the coming days we can work together again. He's a good scout, although he is a little too independent at times. Later then.
And they sleep beneath the limbs, while we sing these mourning hymns, as the dead embrace the land in the earth's embalming hand.
I have waited for you, mortal. It is not the nature of my kind to anticipate. And yet here I am, with these emotions thrust upon me. I have only just awoken in this plane, and yet I find change, chaos running rampant. Who are these Tuatha? What has happened to our midden? The Winter Realm is racked by war, my people's magic in decline, and mortals scurry over my homeland. A travesty that I must right, one mortal at a time. There is an order to all things, summer to winter, growth to rot. So it was when I last walked these lands. What has happened while I slept is an affront to nature. The Fae declining while you mortals wage open war with them? Impossible. The Winter Court is sundered. If these Tuatha care not for the natural order, then I shall restore it. Come deeper into Tyne Hill and witness the strength of winter. And so you arrive. That you made it all the way to this chamber unscathed is just another reason why you must be killed. Or perhaps I won't kill you outright. The strongest I keep on the edge of life, to use their energies to sustain this place, to rebalance the scales. The world has changed, mortal. You have heard it said before. I am certain, but you can never sense it as I can. The long winter was birthed by my fallen kind, and though it may one day be reversed, it will never be undone. The cycle has already begun its fracture. I only hope there will be a time for healing, and that when I rise again, I shall be reborn to it. Goodbye, mortal.
Have you made progress? Have you made any progress in locating Venris's body? We need to make sure that reconnaissance is recovered. With the wolf dead, I do not have a good answer for you. Right now, all we know is Venris perished somewhere in the Midden. At this point, the only way to find the reconnaissance is to search some bodies and hope it turns up. I am sorry, but I have no better answer for you.
Please, hurry!
I can
feel it. It is over then. The headsman will bother our encampment no more. I hate this place. That it might drive a soul to think butchering us was some kind of justice, and what he did to those prisoners. But it's over now. We don't have much to offer, or rather, much to spare. But please, accept whatever reward we can give you. Many thanks, stranger. Goodbye.
And so you have come, whether to aid the house or rain punishment on the Tuatha, I do not know. That you are here is enough. To assuage your confusion, I am Bizarrain, king of the house. During your trials, I will observe and communicate to you through this medium. This is about you, of course. You are the only mortal to be given a chance to join the House of Sorrows. But do not think such an offer is given out of honor or respect for you. What drives me to this offer is what brought you here. Necessity. Through the crystal you see before you, it is not magical in and of itself, but a conduit for my own magic. All your actions will be known to me. Every word will be listened to. What you do is of no concern to me. What I hope to evaluate is what you are, to know how you might best help the house. I have locked the way behind you. The way forward is your only path out of these halls. I can tell you no more, other than that I will be watching.
beast will kill me if you do not help. Beast roam these halls, mortal. Once these lands were quiet, gentle. Now they mean to kill all that tread upon it, even the Winter Fae. My people have lived in peace for decades, centuries. But now we're awash in war and corruption, and we cannot stop it. I do not know. The midden, it has been sullied. We've never feared such assaults until recently. Wait, what was that? It is here!
So you have completed your first trial. Your actions spoke volumes, but your reactions are just as pertinent. You killed the creature that was chasing that woman. Why? Did she? What did you know of her plight? Of why the beast pursued her so? Perhaps her persecution was a just one. Do not ignore subtleties. When is a Fae a Tuatha, and when is one a child of winter? That answer might save a life or end it.
Ahead, you will find another trial. A Fae of Sorrows, succumbing to an agonizing poison. In need of aid, no doubt, but deserving of his fate? We shall see.
please. Are you the mortal that Bizarane has brought to aid us? The one he is promised? Thank mercy I have been poisoned. But now that you are here, you can kill me. Please, end my suffering. I do not know. Everything is blurred. I do not even know where I am. It must have been him. He does whatever he cares with his subordinates. It was Bizarane. I do not know. It is some poison. In other times, the Fae would not be vulnerable to this. But we are weaker now. We are prone. I could have walked from this once. But now... Please, mortal. I know it's strange, but the Fae are not like you. Death is different to us. I will rise once more in time, but killing me will let me escape this suffering. Thank you for ending this.
Death is something you readily deliver, it seems. But did that Fae die as a result of your mercy or your barbarity? And you offered mercy. But he will be reborn in time to suffer another end, and another after that. You neither saved nor damned him. You merely spun the wheel. Death is a chasm that divides mortals from Fae. But you have tasted something of our cycle, and we Fae are quickly learning the cost of mortality. I am beginning to see who you truly are. The culmination of this trial is almost at hand. You have reached this chamber at last. The time of trial is over. No more apparitions, no more questions. The House of Sorrows has always held a precarious position in this world, and now we hold on to it by the tips of our fingers. You think you have broken the Tuatha's grip on Cluracan. You have not. Even now, the Winter Fae and the House of Sorrows are subject to their malice. Because there are trials that I can observe from afar, and others that I must see at hand. We have reached the trial that I must be present for, if I am to test you truly. What you need to do and why you must do it are two very different matters, mortal. I deal in instructions, not explanations. Nor could you have fought me if you had chosen to do so. What you see before you is but an apparition. Speak. Now that your trial has concluded, come with me. The Tuatha have yet to break down our doors, but I would not put that past them. The house is poised to collapse from the Tuatha's dissension and destruction, and I need one to help us. I know it is not the mortal way to test someone in a manner such as this. The beast, the poison, it was all done out of necessity. I did not need you to understand the trial. I only needed it completed. I do not have time for you to meet the struggles of the house unprepared. Some, your reactions were real, but the Fae with whom you interacted, Tybri, Kadarok, and myself, were not. They were but apparitions of the Fae you will come to know in this house. As facsimiles, the apparitions were appropriate enough, but I think you will find their real-world counterparts more complex. Then welcome to our ranks, mortal. The Hearthstone I gave you at the start of the trials will now reflect your affinity with us. Come, join me at the House of Sorrows. I will show you a world stranger than you have ever seen. The Fa Kelidae, they call themselves. The Faithful. They take the Fae of Winter and craft them into an army. But they know little of true devotion. The Midden is the cradle in which our race of Winter was fostered. It is a place of rot, of decay, a place where the House of Sorrows holds reign. The House of Sorrows made a pact with the Tuatha. They would not interfere with us if we did not interfere with their war with the Alfar. Of course, the Tuatha did not trust us, so they insisted that a new king be appointed to the house, one agreeable to both parties. In the end, I was the one chosen. I was to be king. But in answering that call, I have been labeled a traitor by many within the house. My summer brethren embody the growth and progression of nature. As such, establishing the summer realms came easy to them. But the Winter Fae bear the burden of regression and decay in their essence. Left alone, they would never be able to overcome such a weight. They could never unite. The house's founder, the Weeping King, took on their sorrows and freed them. We carry the burden inherent in the Winter Fae, so they can achieve greatness. To your kind, it is a celebration of war. But before your mortal corpses were hung there by Tuatha, it was the emblem of our house's duty. The most reverent corpses were placed not in the midden, but hung upon those boughs to show all of nature that we still revere our essence of decay. But like all things in these lands, the tree has been defiled by war. Saturnin took our greatest symbol and turned it to filth. The Prince of Sorrows once, but now no longer.
He wages a war against the Tuatha with little support but his own strength. Perhaps that is enough for him, but the only thing he will weaken is the house's morale. He is the agent of the Tuatha, and though he bears their allegiance, his appearance is that of a winter fae. I am certain of it. I know little of him, but of me and my house, his knowledge is wide and deep. With every action, he reveals that he is merely toying with us. He is not a type of foe I am familiar with, for he does not attack outright. Instead, he instills fear and despair. If we are to discuss the plight of the house, I will do so at his heart. Come, meet me in the main hall of the House of Sorrows, and we will speak more. Speak. I have a task for you. Of late, there are many in this house who have come to view my authority with disdain. As such, there is need of someone unbiased by our house's history and the traditions therein. Someone such as you. We must move quickly. The Tuatha will not hold their strikes for long. Let us stop their next blow. You fail to understand. Although the Tuatha wage war with us, as they have with the Alfar, they do so by other methods. Our enemies are subtle. They target individuals, not armies. They strike at convictions, not cities. And by doing so, they can retreat to where we cannot find them. For all our years of struggle, we know only this, that our enemy is led by a Tuatha agent, Saturnin. He is the master of this shadowy coup. We cannot right now. He hides himself and covers his tracks well. But I have a lead which you will investigate with one of our delvers, Tybri. A tender, Catarak, has fled the house and killed a fellow member in doing so. I suspect Saturnin's influence, or perhaps that Catarak might be Saturnin himself. Bring Tybri to the body of Catarak's victim. Though dead, the Sorrows will remain on the corpse. The Sorrows can lead us to Catarak. Members of the House may choose one of two paths. The path of the Delver, or the path of the Tender. Delvers are those who commune with the sorrows of the living Fae and the recently deceased. They draw forth these sorrows and assume them. However, most Delvers lost their talent over these last few centuries. But our youngest, Tybri, shows some promise. The Tenders are those sacred few who oversee the decay and decomposition of a winter Fae's body. They also oversee the Midden itself, for like a body, the Midden is a physical thing, a vessel for rot and ruin, that which is required for death to become rebirth. Finally, they once tended to the gallows tree, but that was before the Tuatha perverted it. There is a tender named Catarak who has fled our ranks. He is somehow tied to Saturnin. I am certain of it. I want you to find him and put an end to him. For if he is not Saturnin himself, then he is betraying our secrets to the Tuatha.
I listen.
Mortal, there is something that requires the attention of one of your kind. You have been to the Midden, yes? The sacred ground being desecrated by the corpses of your kind? It was a gift of the Earth to commemorate the rot and decomposition of the Fae. Then the Tuatha sullied it with the corpses of their prisoners. Mortals do not decay like Fae do. Mortals putrefy and corrupt. The Midden and the House now feel this grisly taint. We keep the Midden as a monument to the debt we Winter Fae have made with nature. But now the Midden is defiled, and we can do our task no longer. I have nothing more to say about him other than history will know him as the victor. It is from these halls that we of the House safeguard the oldest traditions of winter. It must be shown due reverence. The gallows tree is the silent sentinel of the Midden, demonstrating how life grows out of death. It justifies our existence, defines it. It is a symbol not only of the House of Sorrows, but of the Winter Fae. To bear one's corpse upon it was a sacred rite, until the Tuatha defiled it with mortal remains. If there was anyone meant to bear the title King of Sorrows, it was him. Had we not succumbed to the Tuatha's bargaining, he would have been king. Instead, we turned our backs on him. The nature of my request is not something the Midden needs, but something the Midden should do without. The corpses of your brethren have been thrown into the Midden as a declaration of hostility by the Tuatha. But they do more than signify a point. Their corruption and rot have drawn an ancient Lianshi, Mithgra, from slumber. She gluts herself on the bodies and will further corrupt the Midden if unchecked. To feed, Lianshi are drawn to death and decay. Something Winter Fae embody in spirit, but which mortals embody in flesh. When mortal corpses began appearing in the Midden, Mithgra was unable to resist the temptation before her, and now she runs rampant. You cannot hope to solve the problem with a simple application of violence. Biathra is old, and she is wise to obvious attacks on her. Searching will yield no quarry, so you must be cunning. If we cannot find her in the Midden, we can force her to return to her den beneath the house. Find fresh corpses, the ones Mithgra prefers to eat, and cremate them. With no food to scavenge, she will return to her den. Then you can kill her. She is an ancient and powerful Lianshi. Normally she hibernates in the Midden, but the recent influx of dead mortals has driven her to feed. It will only be a matter of time before she further corrupts the Midden with her presence. For the house's sake, she must be put down. With great difficulty. She is clever, and hides well when any come hunting for her. To search for her outright would be folly. But with some cunning, we can force her to appear. Mithgra prefers fresh corpses. Destroy those, and she would likely return to her den to wait for more. Locate any fresh corpses you can find, and cremate them. Without food, she will stop scavenging and return to her den. Make haste!
So, you were the mortal. There were whispers that Bizarane had welcomed one of you amongst us. But to pick the Siegebreaker, I am awed. I forget myself. Bizarane has made his wishes clear, and we must do as he asks. Are you ready to begin? I am Tybri. I have only 2 centuries to my name. I was asked to join the house because of my abilities. I can hear them. The sorrows in people. The essence of decay and ruin that precedes winter. I can even hear the sorrows faintly in you. Few delvers are left who can hear any sorrows at all, but never have any claim to hear them as much as I. Many believe me to be a liar, or an abomination. The Midden was once a sacred place for the House of Sorrows, for all Winter Fae, where the bodies of the dead were left to decompose. Our bodies do not rot as mortal corpses do. So when Saturnin placed the bodies of mortals here, they putrefied, corrupting the Midden. Scavengers and beasts now roam the Midden, and the body we seek is deep within. I must have someone to watch my back. Farewell. The body is here. I must begin my work. But the magic is sure to draw the wild fae in the area. Hold them back while I commune with the sorrows. Farewell.